Hi, I'm Prachi. I'm dietitian and nutrition coach. In this video, we are going to talk about the principles to plan the frequent eating meal pattern. In the last video, we have understood the benefits. So in this video, we will talk about do's and don'ts about planning our meal pattern. Our meal pattern should be helpful to keep our weight ideal and body composition healthy. It also should keep our metabolism and the digestion in a healthy way. So the first principle is portion size or the serving size. Whenever we eat food, there are different parameters to calculate the serving size. For a liquid, we can use the glass, 1 glass. For the food like a dal or a sabji, the katori, we can use it. Something which is like a soup or curd, we can use the bowl. And to serve the food, we can have the plate. So this is a plate, katori, bowl and a glass. And this one serving size is of these portions. So as per the lifestyle, health status and the fitness goal, we can calculate the serving size. The second point is about the proportion. So there are macronutrients like carbohydrates, proteins and fiber which we should calculate in our diet. And it should be depending on our goal of whether it is a muscle gain or a fat loss. So if it is a muscle gain program, if one need to gain the muscles or gain the weight, then the carbs and protein calculation should be equal in all the meals. But if somebody wants to lose weight or lose the fat, the proportion should be like a 3:1 or 2:1 carbs and proteins, and it should taper from sunrise to sunset. So that is the second point, second principle. So the third principle is about the combinations. So here the combinations are about glycemic index and the glycemic load. So whenever we are having one food, it raises the blood sugar or blood glucose. So how fast or in what quantity it rise our blood sugar defines the glycemic index of particular food, and in how much of quantity we are having, that both can decide the glycemic load of that food. So not going much into the scientific terms, but to simplify here, we should balance and select the food considering the glycemic index and glycemic load. For example, white bread is having the high glycemic index, so we can have it along with either a cheese or a salad or an egg or some protein source or maybe a butter that can help to reduce the glycemic index of that white bread. What does that mean? It can slowly release the blood sugar into our blood. Also, glycemic load is also very important. It shouldn't be like we are, for example, a chapati or a bhakri has comparatively less glycemic index, but if we are having it more, it can increase the glycemic load. So many people are having more food in one particular meal. For example, they are having the chapati also, rice also. Now this is a mango season, so they are having the mango also. And immediately after the meal, they are also having the fruit. So that can increase the glycemic load of that particular meal. So we should calculate the portion size, proportion, and as well as the combination of food depending on all these parameters. Again, in the combination, another very important point is about we should not have antagonist food in one meal. As per the Ayurveda, certain foods are should not be taken together because they can create the toxins in our body. For example, fruits and non-veg products shouldn't be eaten along with dairy products. In a combination, we also should understand the right balance of the calories as well as the nutrition. Why it is very important is because most of the few people are calculating the food or calculating the diet plan depending on only calories, but few are calculating their meal depending on only certain protein, like a certain nutrient like a protein or fat, or maybe a fiber, or maybe certain there are different diet patterns like a ketogenic diet pattern. So don't calculate the meal only with the certain nutrient on a certain nutrient basis. So there should be a perfect balance between the calorie calculation and a nutrition calculation. So for example, if there is a 1200 calories a particular person needs, but it should consist on all nutrient dense food groups. Then the choices of the food also depending on the it should be good on our gut or digestive system. So we should choose the fresh food and home cooked food. So if you consider all these principles together, we can create the simple, realistic and long lasting and nutritional meal pattern, so that we can have a healthy system, and mainly we can have the cells which can be regenerate in a healthier way. I hope you find this information useful. Please do share with others. And if you are liking our videos, please do subscribe to our channel so you can see our future videos notification also. Thank you.